Hello, my dear friends. I'm Dr. Wasim I Khan, Assistant Professor, Sri Shivaji Law College, Parbhani, Maharashtra, India. So, in today's lecture, we will discuss a new chapter, that is causes of crime, and the first cause especially we will discuss in this lecture, which is poverty as a cause of crime. So let's start the topic. Poverty as a cause of crime we will discuss in today's lecture. So we will try to discuss what exactly the relationship between the poor condition of person and crime is there. We will try to discuss in this lecture. So Aristotle, the Greek philosopher, commented that poverty endangers revolution and crime originates from poverty. So when the person is a poor, it endangers the revolutions and crime originates from poverty. According to Aristotle, the crime originates nothing but from poor condition of a person. He asserted that crime is committed not merely for the sake of meeting the necessities of life but also for acquiring superfluous things. So crime is not always committed by the poor person for getting the basic necessities, but sometimes the crime may be committed by the person for the purpose of acquiring surplus things, superfluous things, luxurious things. He believed that crime is mostly committed because of the acquiring tendency of a man and his greed for acquiring surplus wealth. So according to Aristotle, the person's acquiring tendency motivate him to commit an offense. Acquiring tendency of a person is one of the reasons behind the commission of offense. If the person wants to acquire a surplus wealth, this acquiring tendency, according to Aristotle, motivate a person to commit an offense. The critics of this view argue that poverty undoubtedly is one of the contributing factors for crime causation, but it is not true that the necessity always motivate a person to commit a crime. So the critics the critics of the Aristotle point of view says that poverty no doubt is one of the reason behind the commission of offense, but we cannot say that the poverty always motivate a person to commit an offense. Necessity always motivate a person to commit an offense, we cannot say like that. So this is the first criticism on the Aristotle's theory. Thus, the desire to possess article of luxury instigate him to commit a criminal acts if he cannot procure them by legitimate means. So sometimes the person wants to get a luxurious things in his life, articles of luxury he wants to get, and suppose if he didn't get those luxurious articles by legitimate means, then he may adopt a illegitimate means for getting that particular articles of luxuries, because it is a strong desire of that persons to have articles of luxury, and that particular fact instigate him to commit a criminal act. It has been rightly observed by Albert Hubbard that criminal is a man who does by illegal means that all the rest of us do legally. So whatever we are doing legally, the criminal does the same act but by adopting a illegal means. Suppose if I want to get a mobile, I will purchase that mobile from my income. But if any other person, if the criminal wants to get a mobile, then he will commit an offense of theft, for example, and whatever the money he got through that particular offense, he will purchase the mobile from that money. It means the object of mine and that thief is the same for getting mobile, but I got that mobile by legal means and the offender and the criminal got that mobile by illegal means. It means the object is the same, but the source is different. Poverty gives rise to hunger, misfortune, disease and anger, which destroy the personality of an individual and make him criminal. So sometimes the poverty, poor condition of the person gives rise to hunger. the person will suffer from starvation because he doesn't have money to fulfill his basic needs. To satisfy his hunger, he does not have money. So poverty gives rise to hunger, misfortune, disease and anger, which destroyed his personality and make him criminal. So due to those factors, his personality will be destroyed and ultimately he may become a criminal. So there is a relationship between poverty and crime. Relationship between economic structure and crime is there. Russell stated that there is a direct interrelation between the food price and the crime rate. As the price of food shoot up, the crime rate records a corresponding increase. So whenever the food price shoot up, whenever the food price increase, the crime rate correspondingly increase at the same rate. So there is a direct interrelation between the food price and crime rate. Whenever the food price increase, the crime rate also increase. So that's why we can say that there is a strong relationship between the economic condition of person and crime. R.H. Walsh suggests that crime multiplied during the period of depression and unfavorable economic condition. According to R.H. Walsh, the crime rate correspondingly increase in the period of economic depression and unfavorable economic condition. Bonger's economic theory of criminality is there. In his doctoral thesis entitled Criminality and Economic Condition, Dr. Bonger made a detailed study of the economic literature of whole Europe and concluded that crime relating to property such as theft, robbery, dacoity and housebreaking records an abnormal increase during the periods of depression when the prices are high. So in his doctoral thesis, the Bonger said that whenever the food prices are high, then offenses like theft, robbery, dacoity and housebreaking records an abnormal increase. So whenever the prices are high, such type of offenses against property increase by upward trend. So that is the relationship between economic condition and the crime. Bonger further observed that influence of economic condition or delinquency essentially due to the capitalistic economy, which breeds inequality and leads to unequal distribution of wealth. So according to Bongers, the capitalistic economy may be one of the reasons behind the increasing ratio of crime, because in the capitalistic economy there is an unequal distribution of wealth among the people. The capitalistic economy maintained by some person only and rest of the person are suffering from the economic depression. So there is an unequal distribution of wealth in case of a capitalistic economy, and according to Bongers, this may be one of the reasons behind the increasing ratio of crime. The capitalists resort to hoarding and monopolistic trends, thus creating artificial scarcity and consequent rise to price. So the capitalists resort to hoarding and they may create a monopoly and they may create artificial scarcity, and consequently they may rise the price of that particular product. So whenever the people are getting the product for high price, then definitely their budget may collapse and they may resort to criminality. So capitalistic economy may be one of the reasons behind that. Thus in turn stop production, which ultimately leads to unemployment of labor, as the result of which offenses such as alcoholism, beggary, assault and violence records an upward trends. So sometimes the capitalist may stop a production of any product, and ultimately if the production of product is stopped, there is unemployment of labor, and that unemployment leads to alcoholism, beggary, assault and violence, and these are all the crime. So due to the unemployment, person may resort to criminality, and unemployment is due to the capitalistic approach according to Bongers. In an economic system based on capitalism, economic cycle of inflation and deflation are frequent. So in the capitalistic economy, the economic cycle of inflation and deflation are frequent. Inflation and deflation is in the hands of capitalist, and that's why it is frequently found. Inflation and deflation is frequently found in case of a capitalistic economy. Inflation gives rise to bankruptcy and insolvency, with the result the person affected thereby are forced to lead an antisocial life, and some of them may even resort to criminality. So inflation gives rise to bankruptcy. Due to inflation, the person may become insolvent, may become a bankrupt, and ultimately they resort to criminality. Another peculiar feature of capitalistic economy is the competitive tendency among businessmen. Efficiency, low production cost, and better quality of products are some of the admirable result of competitive economy. But these events fails to meet the competition. Unlawful devices such as violation of law relating to trademarks, copyright, patents are committed by the manufacturer. So due to the capitalistic economy, the competitive tendency among the businessmen are frequently found, and this competitive tendency may lead to businessmen towards the criminality, and they may frequently involved in the violation of trademarks, copyright, patent, and they used to commit such type of offenses while performing their business. So it is the reason of, what is the reason? Capitalistic economy is the reason. So there is a certain relationship between economic condition and crime according to Bungers. Another danger of the capitalistic economy is the employment of children and women furnishes ground for criminality, because the child who earns his wages does not know how to spend it usefully. Consequently, he spends his money on undesirable items such as smoking, gambling, drinking, which ultimately drags him into the criminal world. So in the capitalistic economy, we may found that the children are working, the women are working, and if the children earn their wages, they doesn't know, they are not mature enough how to spend their earning, and they may spend their earning for the undesirable items such as smoking, gambling, drinking, and which ultimately drag him into the criminal world. So all these bad habits may drag those children to the criminal world. So why the children are working? Due to economic condition, and if the children are working, they may lead to the unlawful life after earning their wages, because they doesn't know how to spend the amount in a legal way. Now there is a criticism on Bunger's theory. Cohen observed that honesty is not the monopoly of only the rich person. Many people lead an honest and upright life despite their extremely poor financial condition. So according to Cohen, honesty is not the monopoly of only rich person. It doesn't mean that if the person is a poor, he always commit an offense. Most of the poor people are there who are living their life in an upright manner. They are living their life as a law-abiding citizen, even though they are extremely poor, but they are leading the lawful life. Dr. Bunger's assertion that poverty is an essential condition of crime seems untenable in the light of the fact that even the wealthiest person, who are usually big industrialists, often resort to dishonest means such as falsification of account, black marketing, tax evasion, hoarding, infringement of trademark and copyright despite their huge earning. So another criticisms of Bunger's theory was that most of the wealthiest person, such as industrialists, used to commit an offense while performing their business, such as black marketing, falsification of account, tax evasion, hoarding, infringement of trademark, copyright. All these offenses always committed by the wealthiest person. So this is another criticism, that not only the poor person due to their poor condition commits an offense, but wealthiest person, industrialists, are also used to commit an offense in course of their occupation. So this is the criticisms on the Bunger's theory. So this is the poverty as a cause of crime which we have discussed. I hope you understand this topic. If you understand this topic, please subscribe my channel, hit the notification button, hit the like button, and share this video with your friends. Thank you very much.